We have some light shower activity in our western counties. Now, the majority of the night will be dry, but we'll have much more rain moving in tomorrow, along with the chance of some damaging winds and heavy rain. I'll have all the details coming right up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 10, a woman accused of shooting her stepfather in Grovetown. We'll hear from neighbors. Also ahead, a teacher in Florida under investigation after showing her students a Disney movie. We'll tell you what happened with that. And progress versus history. Will improvements at a local park mean the end of a local landmark? Your News at 10 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is Wjbf News Channel 6 at 10 on MeTV.
Hey everybody, I'm Brad Means. Thanks for joining us. We do appreciate it. As coverage you can count on begins in Columbia County, a woman facing charges after a shooting. It happened around 1:30 this afternoon on Grove Landing Way. Investigators say 44-year-old Tasha Lawrence shot her stepfather, 62-year-old Clarence Jordan, twice during an argument. She then drove to the police station and turned herself in. Jordan was taken to the hospital. No word on his condition. And as that investigation continues, we are hearing from people who live nearby. News Channel 6's Bria Smith here now with that part of the story. Bria?
Neighbors we spoke with say this incident is not typical for the neighborhood.
It was 1:30 p.m. and I heard a gunshot. And just the boom. I was like, what was that?
That's the reaction most neighbors we spoke with had today when those shots rang out.
I ran to the door and was looking and seeing what was going on. I did see a gentleman in the garage on the floor with blood. And by then, Grovetown was already here. I mean, it was swarming.
Grovetown police determined the incidents all started when she ran into Clarence Jordan.
She had those flowers in her hands. It's a little bouquet of flowers right there. And she dropped those and she just walked. I mean, she was angry. She looked angry, just got in the car, drove right away.
A neighbor who didn't want to share her identity or go on camera says she was shocked to hear shots fired in a neighborhood where it's normally safe to walk outside.
I come in, I was sitting on my back porch. I come out, I hear two more boom, boom. I race out here, I look out the window, and I see the woman walking out with something in her hand.
Neighbors are just glad no one else was injured.
I'll definitely have to be more alert. Concerned, no, but definitely keep my eyes and ears peeled.
Grovetown Police Chief Jamie Kitchen says Jordan has undergone surgery. Lawrence is charged with aggravated assault and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Brad?
All right, Bria, thank you. Another shooting investigation underway, this one in Aiken County. The Department of Public Safety says a man approached an officer at a gas station at the corner of Whiskey and East Pine Log Roads about 2 this morning. Police say the two fought, and the suspect rammed the officer's vehicle, then tried to attack him with a knife. Other officers then shot the suspect. His condition is unknown. SLED is investigating. They will charge the suspect with attempted murder. It is time now for our first check of our weather. And for that, we want to check in with meteorologist Jenna Petracci. Rain out there today and tonight, Jenna.
That's right, Brad. We had some heavy downpours come through earlier this afternoon and evening, but now on Live Viper 6, the majority of the CSRA is dry. We just have some light shower activity anywhere from McCormick County all the way down to Johnson County. And I'm going to point out this feature here. You can see over the last couple of hours on our radar loop that we had some heavy rain, and then that green line coming through here, that is a gust front that's producing some very gusty winds despite it looking like just some light rain. And we also have some heavy pockets of rain just to the west of I-75. That'll be staying off towards the south of us. Now you can tell how gusty it is in those western counties where that feature is. 11-mile-per-hour winds in Sandersville gusting up to around 25, 17 miles per hour in Gibson. Much lighter winds though in our eastern counties, 9 miles per hour in Aiken. Overall a pleasant evening over there and pretty warm. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over in Aiken. Today we were spot on with average. Our high temperature was 86 degrees, low temperature of 60, just what we can expect for this time of the year. We had 0.17 inches of rain come down in Augusta today, and right now temperatures are in those mid-70s. Mostly clear skies. We have those high-level clouds outside, not a lot of rain once again, but the clouds that will move in later on tonight will keep 5 degrees warmer in Augusta compared to yesterday, 4 degrees warmer in Aiken. Dew points are very high. We're seeing a lot of 60s across the two states, so tomorrow will be another muggy day as we get ready for more storms to move in. So we have one cold front to our west and another cold front to the north. Both of these will merge together and bring us a lot of storms tomorrow, followed by a cool down on Thursday. Highs will be dropping into the 70s. But in the meantime, we do have to get through that round of rain, muggy conditions, warm temperatures for now, and the chance of damaging winds. So coming up, I'll have all the details on your forecast, but back to you, Brad.
All right, Jenna, thank you. Local doctors trying to help people with schizophrenia sleep better.
Forecast, but back to you, Brad.
All right, Jenna, thank you. Local doctors trying to help people with schizophrenia sleep better. National stats show half the patients with that illness have insomnia. Here's Tiffany Hobbs.
Insomnia disorder affects about 10% of adults.
Insomnia was a risk factor for suicidal thinking, suicidal behavior, and suicide death.
During his earlier studies, Dr. Von McCall says he wanted to see if treating insomnia in people with active suicidal thinking would make a difference.
It did. If treating insomnia appeared to mitigate people's tendency towards suicidal thinking, this was the first time that had been shown.
Now he and Dr. Brian Miller are working to treat this occurrence in patients with schizophrenia using a drug called clozapine.
We use it because it dramatically changes people's lives when it works. I've started patients on clozapine who are able to go back to school and finish degrees.
Dr. Vaughn notes that a person's ability to think clearly is noticeably diminished if they don't get enough sleep.
The decision they land upon is I might commit suicide, which is a decision they may not make if they slept better.
The doctors are also looking at ways to better recognize signs and symptoms of high alertness, which is often linked to insomnia. Using a device called a pupillometer, they can measure the rate of pupil responses to determine the patient's level of physiological excitement. It has proven to be a helpful instrument in the stages of both diagnosis and treatment.
We have an additional study with the pupillometer to measure these pupillary responses to light in patients before and after they get treated with clozapine.
We think that the autonomic nervous system will tell us things about the patient that they may not be able to even access themselves.
Doctors Miller and McCall tell us they remain committed to proving their hypotheses and providing better care for patients in need. In Augusta, Tiffany Hobbs, WJBF, News Channel 6.
A teacher in Florida tonight says she is under investigation after showing a Disney movie to her class that features a gay character. Jenna Barbie says she showed students the Disney movie Strange World since it relates to Earth science. She says she had students get permission slips signed by parents, but one parent reported her to the state. This after Florida's so-called Don't Say Gay bill was recently expanded to include all grades K through 12.
Didn't even know it was a big deal until it was brought to my attention. These students all have one-to-one devices. They talk about these things all the time. I've shut down much worse in class.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a new bill into law that prohibits state colleges from spending money on diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, programs. Augusta commissioners giving local projects a big boost. They approved $30 million to be issued for SPLOST projects. That includes Dias Park. We're in with the new. Could mean out.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Good Tuesday evening. We had some heavy rain come down earlier this afternoon in Augusta. Other than that, pretty dry across the area. We're seeing some light shower activity in our western counties. The bulk of the rain is far to our southwest, though, to the west of I-75. That's where we're still seeing some gusty winds and heavy downpours with some lightning. This will be staying to our south, though, so for the majority of this evening, we'll just keep it mostly cloudy and dry. Here's our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at the airport. Winds are pretty light in Augusta. Temperatures are warm, sitting at 74 degrees. Dew points are in the upper 60s, so we'll have another muggy evening with a south wind of 8 miles per hour, bringing in all the moisture. The clouds tonight will definitely keep our temperatures on the warmer side. Right now, still seeing all those mid-70s, 77 down in Swainsboro, 78 in Waynesboro, 76 in Aiken, 70 degrees exactly up in Saluda. So tonight you can expect some mid-60s, similar to what our dew points are right now. So it's been very muggy over the last couple of days, and that trend will continue pretty much all week long. So we have a couple systems that we're watching. Low pressure to our north with a warm front, and a cold front is coming in from the west. Now we're also paying attention to this cold front across the Midwest. This will pretty much merge the other system, bringing us a pretty decent chance of some scattered storms tomorrow. So there's a marginal risk in place for the majority of the CSRA. This is the lowest threat of severe weather. So I'm just giving it a medium chance of heavy rain and damaging winds, because not even the entire CSRA will be dealing with that heavy rain tomorrow, and low chances of everything else. So not a huge concern, but definitely a good day for some indoor dinner plans, and you'll see on our future cast in a moment. 60% chance of rain tomorrow, 50 for Thursday, drying out briefly on Friday and the first half of Saturday. Now, in addition to the rain, the other big story this week is going to be the change in temperatures. We've been around average in the mid 80s, but we're dropping down by over 10 degrees on Thursday into the low 70s. We'll have a wedge set up, and that'll bring some very cloudy, rainy conditions with the cooler air. So for tomorrow, though, we'll be right back to around 86 degrees with the thunderstorms moving in at that point. So here's our future cast tomorrow morning, mostly dry. You can see that cold front coming in from the north. We'll see scattered storms anywhere from Mississippi all the way to the East Coast. Then we'll see this high pressure come in from the Midwest. That'll be bringing in a northeast wind and cooling us down for Thursday, and then we'll be dry, but just cloudy for Friday. Now here's a closer look at home. At noon, we'll still be dry. Then all the storms move in from the west. Definitely some heavy downpours here with gusty winds and even some small hail possible in our southern lying counties. It'll be mostly dry overnight into Thursday morning. Then we'll see a couple showers develop in those southwest counties. Mostly just a rain day on Thursday, some thunder here and there, but no chance of severe weather. The main story is definitely going to be those cooler temperatures. So we'll see the gusty winds anywhere up to around 25 to 35 miles per hour, mostly south of I-20 for tomorrow, and then they'll settle down as we go into Wednesday evening. Your 10-day forecast looks pretty rainy through Thursday, drying out Friday, and the first half of the day Saturday will be dry. A few showers Saturday night into Sunday. Temperatures will be around average in the mid-80s and lows in the low 60s. Back to you, Brad.
All right, Jenna, thanks. Up next, a swarm of bees taking over a California neighborhood. Why neighbors were forced to shelter in place. And look at that poor officer when we come back.
When your AC or
Now to the shooting in New Mexico that left at least 3 people dead and several others wounded. Investigators continuing to try to figure out what happened, as Molalingi reports.
This morning, police investigating the deadly mass shooting in Farmington, New Mexico that left at least 3 people dead and 6 others injured, including 2 police officers.
Have eyes on the suspect. He's walking south. He's wearing all black.
The suspect, an 18-year-old male seen in this video, lurking around the crime scene with a firearm in hand. Officers say he fired at least 3 different weapons, including an AR-style rifle.
There's a person laying in the middle of the street. He's just walking in circles with a Glock with an extended clip.
Authorities arriving to a chaotic scene spanning roughly a quarter of a mile after responding to multiple active shooting calls around 11 a.m.
I got several people down. I've got 3 vehicles that are, I got 3 people that are dead.
At least 6 homes and 3 vehicles were reportedly hit by gunfire.
Finding a bullet hole through your daughter's window was just like, my gosh.
So this is the room, went through right there.
It was traumatic to be barricaded in your laundry room with your daughter, who's 1.
Officers eventually confronting and killing the suspect. They're now looking for a possible motive.
At this point, it appears to be purely random. No schools, no churches, no individuals targeted.
Overnight, the community mourning the loss of the victims, just as 225 communities have dealt with mass shootings across the country this year.
The 2 police officers shot are recovering. One of them was treated and released from the hospital Monday. The other remains at the hospital, but is expected to be okay. Molalingi, ABC News, Farmington, New Mexico.
Coming up right here, we're going to check in on the North Augusta boys golf team as they strive. Coming up right here, we're going to check in on the North Augusta boys golf team as they strive for a state title. Kira has sports next.
would you buy the most experienced, most trusted, the most experienced, most trusted, most accurate, most watched weather team. Wjbf is weather coverage you can count on. The most watched news station in the CSRA, News Channel 6. Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
State championship season for spring sports rolls on, and the North Augusta boys golf team is the latest local team to bring home not one, but 2 trophies. Brendan Robertson has more.
After being runner-up the last 2 years, the North Augusta boys golf team not only bringing home the 4A state team title, but also the individual title and setting a new state record, winning by 22 shots, 15 under, here at their home course, the River Club in North Augusta.
I cannot praise this team enough. I mean, these guys, I always say there's a difference between people that play golf and golfers. And those golfers are the ones that are out here every day. And so these kids work all 12 months for this. You know, after finishing second 2 times in a row, the seniors especially had a goal to win this, and they worked their tails off to make sure it happened.
We knew this team was special, so we just wanted to put together 2 good days of golf so we had our best score possible, because we were expecting Flora. I mean, Flora's a great team. You know exactly what they can do, so we just wanted to give it our best and see if it was going to be enough. It feels awesome. We've been trying to do this for 2-3 years now, so to finally get it done feels great, and the individual is just the icing on the cake.
Senior Davis Neal winning the individual title in a playoff on the first hole, parring 18 to beat Greenville's Tip Price at 8 under.
It's awesome. What dreams are made of. It's what we've been wanting to do all year. I've always thought I had it in me, but to finally do it here at the last event, it's all I could ask for.
Not only the program's first team title since they went back-to-back 40 years ago, but now a new state record as well.
Our goal from after finishing second twice was, you know, let's get the state and you know, play up to our ability. And then when we played so well yesterday, my own personal goal that I didn't really share with many people was that I knew what that state record was, and I said it would be really nice to win and to set a state record. You know, and so it's just these kids are amazing.
Reporting from North Augusta, Brendan Robertson, WJBF News Channel 6.
Wow, big congratulations to those Yellow Jackets. Well, the Augusta Christian baseball team lost to Hammond in Game 2 of their state championship series, which means that Game 3 will be on Thursday at Cardinal Newman. The Lions will take on the Skyhawks at 6 p.m. Tuesday night was the Scholar Athlete Awards banquet at the WOW Club inside SRP Park, and that meant a wonderful opportunity to honor all 32 students who had been selected throughout the year.
It's very nice winning this award. It's going to help me to motivate, push myself even harder in the future, become even better.
I've never gotten anything like this, and it's my senior year, so I just think it's kind of cool to be able to graduate and have this type of thing.
Over 300 students were nominated, and the 32 chosen this year represented 31 schools. These students all had incredible GPAs. They lettered in at least one sport, although most of them had more than one sport. They all do extracurriculars. They're examples in their schools and in their communities, and many were even valedictorians. These are truly exceptional scholar athletes, and you can find articles on all 32 of them at WJBF.com. That does it for sports for now. Brad, back.
Some people hear the name Goodwill and think.
And last but not least, a California neighborhood under siege by a swarm of angry bees.
The invasion left neighbors forced to shelter in place. Rachel Medetoff has the story.
This Encino neighborhood temporarily on lockdown. The reason? Thousands and thousands of agitated bees.
They started invading the whole area.
Jerry Spots was swarmed by a bunch of them and got stung on his lip.
They started attacking me in my backyard, so I ran outside knowing this is odd. But then I went back out and it started happening again. They went after my dog.
The bees were unrelenting. One man was taken to the hospital with multiple bee stings.
These bees are getting this guy.
And as this LAPD volunteer officer tried to swat the swarms away, he fell to the ground and hit his head.
Oh, you can see the bees now swarming all around him.
These professional bee vendors tell us this is an unusual sight.
This is not a normal behavior for bees. Somebody must have agitated them somehow, somewhere today.
Typically, if you leave bees alone, they leave you alone. But something happened to awaken this hive and agitate the colony.
They're just attacking everybody, and they're actively stinging, as I myself have been stung today.
Brooks Putman works for All Valley Honey and Bee. He says this group of bees probably started in an attic or a wall space, and they've been growing in size and strength for a while.
The this is such an active hive. They are so aggressive. There are so many of the bees that it looks like they probably have a fairly well-established hive.
Putman says they're spraying a pesticide which releases a smell that deters the bees from returning. In the meantime, though, everyone who lives in this 1700 block of Adlon Road was told to stay inside. Close all the windows and doors.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Boy, it's scary.
Wow.
Jenna?
I've never got stung by a bee, but I'm sure I would.
Knock on wood. I hope
Yeah.
you don't. It's
I
not
hope
fun.
either. Well, for weather this week, we have scattered storms on Wednesday, showers on Thursday with some cooler temperatures. We'll be down to 73 degrees, believe it or not.
All right, thanks a lot. We're back at 11 o'clock. Hogan's Heroes is next.
We have scattered light showers across the CSRA with more heavy rain and some gusty winds moving in tomorrow afternoon. All those details coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 11, an update on a shooting in Columbia County. A woman accused of shooting her stepfather. We'll hear from neighbors. Also ahead, local researchers trying to help patients who have insomnia and suicidal thoughts. And South Carolina lawmakers debating abortion rights as your news at 11 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
Hey everybody, I'm Brad Means. Thanks for joining us as coverage you can count on begins with a woman from Grovetown facing charges tonight. She's accused of shooting her stepfather. Bria Smith is live in the studio now with the story. Bria?
That woman has been identified as 44-year-old Tasha Lawrence. Neighbors we spoke with say this incident is not typical for the neighborhood.
It was 1:30 p.m. and I heard a gunshot, and just the boom, and I was like, what was that?
That's the reaction most neighbors we spoke with had today when those shots rang out.
I ran to the door and was looking and seeing what was going on. I did see a gentleman in the garage on the floor with blood, and by then Grovetown was already here. I mean, it was swarming.
Grovetown police determined the incidents all started when she ran into Clarence Jordan.
She had those flowers in her hands. It's a little bouquet of flowers right there. And she dropped those and she just walked. I mean, she was angry. She looked angry. Just got in the car, drove right away.
A neighbor who didn't want to share her identity or go on camera says she was shocked to hear shots fired in a neighborhood where it's normally safe to walk outside.
I come in, I was sitting on my back porch. I come out, I hear two more boom, boom. I race out here, I look out the window, and I see the woman walking out with something in her hand.
Neighbors are just glad no one else was injured.
I'll definitely have to be more alert. Concerned, no, but definitely keep my eyes and ears peeled.
Grovetown Police Chief Jamie Kitchen says Jordan has undergone surgery. Lawrence is charged with aggravated assault and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Brad?
All right, Bria, thank you. Payne College getting a check today from Augusta Mayor Garnett Johnson. The mayor presenting that check. There you see it during a ceremony on campus. $30,000 proceeds from the mayor's master's reception last month. Payne's president and other leaders appreciative, certainly, of the donation from Mayor Johnson. Mighty nice. A shooting investigation underway in Aiken County tonight, where the Department of Public Safety says a man walked up to an officer at a gas station at the corner of Whiskey and East Pine Log just before 2 this morning. Police say the two got into a fight. The suspect then rammed the officer's vehicle and tried to attack him with a knife. Officers shot the suspect. No word on his condition. He's going to be charged, though, with attempted murder when he gets out of the hospital. It is time now for a first check of our forecast, and for that we want to check in with meteorologist Jenna Petracci. Rain earlier tonight, Jenna.
That's right, Brad. We're seeing some light shower activity on Live Viper 6. Definitely nothing significant, but notice all the green popping up and moving off towards the east now. We won't have any heavy rain tonight. All of that is to our southwest, west of I-75, and it is starting to fall apart. Now, as we go into tomorrow morning, it will be just mostly cloudy. It's pretty breezy right now, 8 miles per hour in Augusta, 9 in Sandersville, 5 in Wrightsville, 11 over in Aiken. But on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at the airport, overall not too bad outside. It's not raining hard, at least, and today was very comfortable temperature-wise. 86 degrees, right on track with typical May-like temperatures, 60 degrees as our low. Now, right now, we're seeing temperatures temperatures in those mid 70s, 75 at Bushfield, 77 at Daniel Field, and right in between at 76 over in Aiken. It is warmer than yesterday, except for those western counties. The clouds and the rain tonight will keep us on the warmer side, and we also have those high dew points, seeing a lot of 60s, 69 in Augusta, so that means it's definitely feeling pretty humid, and we have some scattered storm activity headed our way tomorrow. So we'll have this cold front come in from the west, along with another front from the north, and between both of those, we'll see a lot of heavy rain and storms starting in the afternoon, along with the chance of damaging winds and a cool down by Thursday. Highs will be dropping down into the mid 70s. All the details are coming up, but back to you, Brad.
Jenna, thanks. Local researchers now investigating ways.
Your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Good Tuesday evening. Here's the latest on radar. We're seeing some light shower activity across our western counties, now making its way across the metro and into Aiken County. And further down towards the southwest, we have some moderate rainfall along I-75 south of Macon. This is moving up towards the northeast, some of this hitting our southern counties, but for the most part, not a whole lot of rain tonight, mostly cloudy and muggy. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over in Aiken. It's a warm night as well, 75 degrees. The clouds and rain will definitely insulate our temperatures, keeping us on the warmer side. We have a southwest wind of 8 miles per hour, dew point in the upper 60s. Temperatures are pretty consistent, anywhere from 70 degrees to around 77. That's what we're seeing in Louisville and Swainsboro, 73 in Sparta, 70 in Lincolnton, Aiken at 76, and 72 down in Allendale. Dew points are all in those mid to upper 60s and even some 70s from Barnwell County over into Screven County. We're going to have these muggy conditions over the next couple of days with more scattered storm activity headed our way tomorrow afternoon. We have a couple systems we're watching. One of these is a cold front that'll approach us tomorrow morning, and then another cold front will come in from the north, and that'll really fire up some of those storms by the late afternoon. So there is a marginal risk of severe weather throughout the majority of our area. Biggest concerns will definitely be the heavy rain and gusty winds, but even that, I'm just giving a medium chance. Not the entire area will even be dealing with that heavy rain tomorrow, since it will be very scattered. Here's those rain chances over the next couple of days. We'll briefly dry out on Friday, and then a few showers will return over the weekend. Now, in addition to the rain, the other big story this week is the temperatures. We've been around average in the mid 80s, but we have a pretty significant cool down on Thursday. We'll drop to 73 as our high, well below average, and that'll be due to a wedge setup. So we'll have cooler air moving in along with the cloudy skies and a lot of shower activity. Now, for your Wednesday, starting out mostly cloudy in the upper 60s, climbing to those mid 80s by 3 p.m., then cooling down a bit once we have some rain move through. 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, won't have to worry about any rain, but the cold front will start to push through. Then we'll see that other cold front come in from the north, and we'll see a lot of scattered shower and storm activity. There's the high pressure coming in, and that'll settle in along the east coast, bringing us a northeast wind on Thursday, bringing the cooler temperatures and some continued showers and cloudy skies through our Friday morning. Then we'll be dry throughout the afternoon. Here's a closer look at home. We'll be dry at noon, then we'll see the rain and storms move in around 2-3 o'clock. Definitely some heavy downpours in our western and southern counties. Not as much activity across the metro, mostly light rain, only up to around half an inch. Then as we go into Thursday morning, scattered showers here and there as well. Some rumbles of thunder possible, but no threat of severe weather for Thursday, mostly just the clouds and that on and off light rain. Our lows tonight will be in the mid to upper 60s, and for tomorrow, we'll be in the mid 80s, right around average once again. We'll see temperatures drop down to 73 on Thursday. Lows will be in the mid 50s. Then we'll warm back to 80 degrees on Friday, mid 80s on Saturday, all the way through next week with little to no rain next week. So that'll be a nice change of pace.
Sure will. Thanks, Jenna. The FBI tonight warning parents about an increase in sextortion crimes targeting teenage boys in Georgia. Sextortion is when somebody pretends to be someone else to get compromising photos of them, and then they hold them for ransom. Last year, Georgia had 64 reported cases. So far, it's up to 84 this year. The FBI says scammers can even pose as a victim's friend by hacking into their devices.
What we're seeing a huge rise in is financial sextortion. We've seen over 10 times rate increase over the country over the past year. And whereas traditional sextortion typically targeted young women, this financial sextortion is targeting young men, typically between the ages of 14 and 17.
And criminals could face life in prison if convicted of of sextortion. When Coverage You Can Count on continues, time is running short to discuss the debt ceiling, a warning from the Fed that a default could trigger a recession when we come back. But first, the winning numbers for tonight's South Carolina Lottery. Pick 3955. Pick 4 tonight, 2799. The Fireball was 4. Coming up, the Scholar Athlete Banquet tonight. We have coverage, and the North Augusta boys golf team going for that state title in sports.
Injury attorneys. Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
State championship season for spring sports rolls on, and the North Augusta boys golf team is the latest local team to bring home not one, but 2 trophies. Brendan Robertson has more.
After being runner-up the last 2 years, the North Augusta boys golf team not only bringing home the 4A state team title, but also the individual title and setting a new state record, winning by 22 shots, 15 under, here at their home course, the River Club in North Augusta.
I cannot praise this team enough. I mean, these guys, I always say there's a difference between people that play golf and golfers. And those golfers are the ones that are out here every day. And so these kids work all 12 months for this. You know, after finishing second 2 times in a row, the seniors especially had a goal to win this, and they worked their tails off to make sure it happened.
We knew this team was special, so we just wanted to put together 2 good days of golf so we had our best score possible, because we were expecting Flora. I mean, Flora's a great team. You know exactly what they can do, so we just wanted to give it our best and see if it was going to be enough. It feels awesome. We've been trying to do this for 2-3 years now, so to finally get it done, it feels great. And the individual is just the icing on the cake.
Senior Davis Neal winning the individual title in a playoff on the first hole, parring 18 to beat Greenville's Tip Price at 8 under.
It's awesome. What dreams are made of. That's what we've been wanting to do all year. I've always thought I had it in me, but to finally do it here at the last event, it's all I could ask for.
Not only the program's first team title since they went back-to-back 40 years ago, but now a new state record as well.
Our goal from after finishing second twice was, you know, let's get the state and you know, play up to our ability. And then when we played so well yesterday, my own personal goal that I didn't really share with many people was that I knew what that state record was, and I said it would be really nice to win and to set a state record. You know, and so it's just these kids are amazing.
Reporting from North Augusta, Brendan Robertson, WJBF News Channel 6.
Wow, big congratulations to those Yellow Jackets. Well, the Augusta Christian baseball team lost to Hammond in Game 2 of their state championship series, which means that Game 3 will be on Thursday at Cardinal Newman. The Lions will take on the Skyhawks at 6 p.m. Tuesday night was the Scholar Athlete Awards banquet at the WOW Club inside SRP Park, and that meant a wonderful opportunity to honor all 32 students who had been selected throughout the year.
It's very nice winning these awards. It's going to help me to motivate, push myself even harder in the future, become even better.
I've never gotten anything like this, and it's my senior year, so I just think it's kind of cool to be able to graduate and have this type of thing.
Over 300 students were nominated, and the 32 chosen this year represented 31 schools. These students all had incredible GPAs. They lettered in at least one sport, although most of them had more than one sport. They all do extracurriculars. They're examples in their schools and in their communities, and many were even valedictorians. These are truly exceptional Scholar athletes, and you can find articles on all 32 of them at WJBF.com. That does it for sports for now. Brad, back to you.
Coming up next on News Channel 6, how 7th graders are honoring a survivor.
Cool idea.
Yeah, really nice to commemorate that and to honor their speaker. And we have beautiful weather down here. No quilts needed whatsoever.
That's right. It's nice and warm, a little humid as well. As we go into tomorrow, we'll see some scattered storm activity, 85 as our high, dropping down to 73 on Thursday. Definitely some nice heat relief, but it will come with some cloudy skies and more showers. Drying out on Friday and the first half of the day Saturday, then we'll be back into the mid-80s, pretty consistent all of next week. Lows around 60 degrees, highs in the mid-80s, and little to no rain next week, so looking pretty good at that point.
All right, Jenna, thanks a lot. And we do want to take a moment tonight to congratulate our own Jenny Montgomery. Jenny receiving a special award from the Greater Arts Council. It's the Media Award, and it was voted on by the local arts community. They talked about her support of the local arts scene. She's very into it, and she supports it, and she'll be honored at a dinner next month. Great job,
Yeah,
Jenny.
congratulations, Jenny. That's so exciting.
Yeah, way to go. We're proud of you. And we appreciate you staying up with us, no question about it. Be sure to download our mobile app for breaking news and weather. Have a great night.